It has now been a full week since Iran began launching a series of attacks against Israel. Through these actions, Iran has clearly followed through on its leader's words, not to bow down or surrender in response to what Israel had previously done. The destruction across several critical areas in Israel caused by Iran's missile strikes continues to spread every single day. Civilians have been evacuated to shelters, and daily life in many cities is nearly at a complete standstill. The extent of the damage has become so overwhelming that the Israeli government has even prohibited journalists and its citizens from reporting or broadcasting footage of the destruction within the country. But now, it appears that Iran is no longer acting alone in its efforts to silence Israel. Several other resistance groups that have long allied themselves with Iran have also joined the fight, working together to strike the nation currently led by Netanyahu. Israel is now being attacked from multiple directions, using a wide array of deadly and destructive weapons. Yesterday, Iranian missile strikes targeted multiple key facilities inside Israel. One of the most notable among them was the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, or TASE. Reports following the attack indicated that the Israeli stock market suffered significant damage. By specifically targeting TASE, Iran seemed to be sending a bold message that it is capable of bringing Israel down from many different angles, including its financial core, which the stock exchange symbolizes for the country. The Tel Aviv Stock Exchange was established in 1953 and serves as Israel's main financial market, located in Tel Aviv-Yafo. Today, it lists over 470 equities, 900 corporate bond series, more than 200 government bond series, and around 1,200 mutual funds. Altogether, the exchange has a total market capitalization of approximately 216 billion United States dollars in equities and 196 billion United States dollars in bonds. Around the same time, a hospital in the city of Beersheba, Israel, was also hit by an Iranian missile strike. Iran's military later confirmed that the intended target was actually a military facility situated near Soroka Medical Center. According to Iranian officials, the hospital itself was not directly targeted in the attack. Previously, Iran had already issued threats and warnings against Israel, especially concerning a new type of missile they claimed they were preparing to launch. So far, over 400 missiles have reportedly been fired by Iran toward various Israeli regions, overwhelming the country's Iron Dome defense system. This new missile, according to Iran, is said to be even deadlier than those launched before. On Thursday, June 19th, reports confirmed that Iran had launched at least one ballistic missile, which was equipped with a warhead containing multiple submunitions. This ballistic missile was part of a larger series of attacks that have caused massive destruction across various areas of Israel. Ballistic missiles loaded with cluster munitions present a greater challenge for defense systems, especially during the final phase of interception, right before the missile reaches its target, because the dispersal of submunitions makes it harder to stop. Observers have begun to speculate that the new missile Iran mentioned could be referring to the Khorramshahr 4, also known as the K-Bar. The potential combat debut of the Khorramshahr 4/K-Bar has drawn close attention from military analysts, as it is considered one of the most advanced and promising long-range ballistic missiles in Iran's arsenal. This missile boasts a number of impressive features, including a range of up to 2,000 kilometers, the capability to carry a warhead weighing as much as 1,500 kilograms, and a claimed exo-atmospheric guidance system. This system allows the missile to strike with high precision, up to 30 meters of accuracy, without needing terminal guidance. The exo-atmospheric guidance capability also reportedly helps the missile evade interception attempts by enemy defense systems. Alongside the relentless waves of missile attacks launched by Iran, Israel now appears to be facing an additional threat from the Houthi movement in Yemen. In addition to sending a number of drones toward Israel, reports have surfaced that the Houthis also launched a hypersonic ballistic missile targeting several sensitive military and civilian sites in and around Tel Aviv. Other reports indicate that the Houthis used a missile known as the Palestine II in one of their successful attacks, which managed to strike the Jaffa area in central Israel. For a long time now, the Houthi forces have openly committed themselves to supporting any group or entity that shares the goal of resisting the Zionist regime of Israel. Houthi leaders have also vowed full support for Iran, stating that Israel's aggression poses a grave danger, and therefore, they believe it is necessary to unite and push back together against it.
إلا طريق جهنم خالدين فيها أبدا وكان ذلك على الله يسيرا.
In addition, another major development now circulating is the alleged attempted strike by Israel on Houthi military leadership, specifically targeting Mohammed Gamari. However, the attempt failed. Gamari reportedly survived the attack, and this unsuccessful operation has only added fuel to the fire, provoking even greater anger and determination from the Houthi side. With the Houthis now actively involved, the scale of the conflict between Iran and Israel may escalate further, potentially drawing the region into an even wider war. For the Houthi movement, Israel is not a new enemy. In fact, the Houthis have repeatedly launched resistance efforts and have even carried out attacks on critical targets within Israeli territory in the past. Most notably, in early May, a ballistic missile fired by the Houthis in Yemen successfully struck the perimeter of Israel's Ben Gurion International Airport. The impact of the attack was significant. It damaged roads and vehicles, and it brought air traffic operations to a complete standstill. The situation at the time was extremely urgent and chaotic, forcing all access points to the airport to be shut down temporarily. Train service to the airport was also suspended. Air raid sirens wailed loudly throughout central Israel, prompting large numbers of people to flee to safer locations. Shortly after the strike, the Israeli military confirmed that its defense systems had failed to intercept the incoming missile, despite making several attempts to neutralize it. As a result of the strike, 8 people were reportedly injured. As a part of Iran's axis of resistance, the Houthi forces have consistently launched missile and drone attacks into Israeli territory ever since the war in Gaza broke out, and those efforts have only intensified following the events of October 7, 2023. Their role in the conflict is not limited to ground operations alone. They have also taken control of key areas in the Red Sea. The Houthis have been targeting ships affiliated with Israel as part of their continued campaign of resistance. Recently, Hamas made a public statement regarding the escalating situation between Iran and Israel. In that statement, Hamas said that Iran is now paying the price for its long-standing support of militant groups in Gaza, especially in light of Israel's decision to launch its first direct strike on Iranian soil back on June 13th. Naturally, the leadership of Hamas has expressed its full support for Iran, just as Iran has stood behind Hamas, providing both military aid and financial backing during the full-scale war between Hamas and Israel that erupted in October 2023. Following in the footsteps of the Houthis, Hamas has also resumed conducting targeted military operations against Israeli forces. On June 16th, the Al-Qassam brigades, which are the armed wing of Hamas, released a statement claiming that their fighters had carried out a joint attack together with the Al-Quds brigades. According to them, the joint operation successfully disabled an Israeli infantry unit stationed in the southern region of Gaza. According to a report published by the Palestine Chronicle, the Israeli unit in question was reportedly taking shelter inside a residential house. That's when the joint Hamas forces moved in and launched a coordinated assault, striking the building using anti-personnel missiles. The Israeli soldiers inside had no way of escaping the sudden concentrated attack. In addition, separate reports have surfaced claiming that an Israeli soldier was taken down by a sniper using the Qassam Ghul rifle in the Sanadi area near Khan Yunis. Earlier, Hamas had already carried out a deadly ambush operation in the Jabalia area, which has been described as one of the most severe strikes suffered by Israeli forces in Gaza over the past few weeks. Reports indicate that 3 Israeli Defense Forces soldiers were killed and 2 others were seriously wounded when the Humvee they were riding in was hit by an improvised explosive device. It was later revealed that this particular group of soldiers was part of a convoy assigned to escort a fire truck during a nighttime military operation. Moments after the attack occurred, Hamas claimed responsibility and stated that Israeli rescue helicopters were unable to evacuate the wounded soldiers due to the looming threat of additional missile strikes. Not long after that, the IDF officially confirmed the deaths of the soldiers involved. These successful Hamas operations have only added to the growing number of Israeli military casualties, bringing the total death toll to 432 soldiers. The military tactics used by Hamas have not only targeted IDF personnel directly, they've also focused on attacking vehicles used by Zionist forces by utilizing specially modified explosive devices. Just a short time earlier, the Al-Quds brigades had carried out another ambush on Israeli troops in the Shuja'iyah neighborhood, located in the eastern part of Gaza City. During that operation, the brigade's engineering unit deployed a combination of abandoned occupation bombs and a custom-made explosive device known as the Thaqib. As a result, 2 military vehicles carrying Israeli soldiers were completely destroyed. Much like the Houthis, who have had a long-standing conflict with Israel, Hamas also appears to have developed an extensive range of tactics to strike various strategic points across the country. Thanks to their years of experience in warfare, Hamas has become more adept at reading battlefield conditions quickly and developing the right strategies to effectively strike Israeli targets at the right time. On the other hand, amid the ongoing tension between Iran and Israel, the spotlight is now turning toward Hezbollah, a group many are now closely watching. People are beginning to wonder, Will Hezbollah also step in and follow the lead of the Houthis and Hamas by launching a direct confrontation against Israel? Even though Hezbollah's political stance is already quite clear, there appears to be growing pressure and caution due to diplomatic intervention from the United States and France, along with demands from the Lebanese armed forces. As a result, Hezbollah is reportedly treading carefully, weighing every move. Any wrong step could put the entire country of Lebanon at risk. A new military confrontation between Israel, backed by the United States, and Lebanon could erupt once again. And this time, it might be on an even larger scale than before. However, even though Hezbollah has yet to make any significant moves on the battlefield, there are reports suggesting that the group might be preparing something big behind the scenes. Quietly and without public display, Hezbollah is believed to be getting ready to seize parts of Israeli-occupied territory, should Iran manage to push deeper into Israeli land. Although this information has yet to be fully verified, the scenario seems plausible considering the current situation and Hezbollah's known strategies. Meanwhile, as the regional conflict continues to escalate, the public has also revisited the support Hezbollah provided to Lebanese families affected by Israel's 2006 invasion. To be more specific, Hezbollah reportedly distributed payments ranging from $10,000 to $12,000 United States dollars to each family. In addition to this financial assistance, Hezbollah's reconstruction arm, Jihad al-Bina, rebuilt damaged homes and worked to restore key infrastructure across Lebanon. Why is this fact being brought up again now? It's directly related to the support, or lack thereof, currently being provided by the Israeli government to its own citizens. With many homes damaged and daily routines disrupted due to Iran's recent missile strikes, Israel's response has come under public scrutiny. According to reports, the government has offered just 500 shekels, equivalent to around 143 United States dollars, to citizens whose homes have suffered damage. This stark contrast in aid has led to growing disappointment and frustration among the Israeli public toward their military and leadership.